You know what? Halo has had some pretty awesome maps over the years, and they've had me experiencing such a wide range of emotions that honestly it's hard to capture how they feel in a single video. They've had me screaming from pure frustration, had me laughing my ass off when I'm in absolute hilarity when playing with my friends, and as well as that, I had nervous sweats at times from when I was having those intense matches when I was actually good at a Halo game. Yes, I was actually good at Halo once upon a time. But there are a lot of maps that people either don't remember too fondly or even remember them at all, whether they're good or bad maps, because maybe they didn't play them for various reasons. So take my hand.
I said take it.
And let's look at some maps you may not remember from the Halo franchise.
Ultimate Halo.
Hey up lads, Fletch here from Ultimate Halo. The first map on this list has a name that we're all probably able to relate to, being massive Halo nerds. But you know what? Who's laughing now, huh? I'm 24, still playing games, don't have a girlfriend, play Halo all the time and oh... Wait. Nothing's changed. Well shit, being an Outcast was never fun, and I can't remember even playing Outcast from Halo 4, not because it wasn't good, just because I don't ever remember playing it online. Now pretty much like all Halo 4 maps, I actually quite like the skybox and designs on this map, because I've actually used it for videos in the past, but Outcast is not just at the forefront of my memory. Maybe that's just from all the years of bullying. But in all seriousness, it was part of the Castle map pack, and it was the third and final pack released for 343's first outing, and if I'm honest, it wasn't a great map pack. The maps were not very memorable, and if I'm honest, when I'm looking back, these maps are pretty cool, and it's a shame because it could have actually been fun to play, but I suspect a lot of other fans would feel the same because BTB was actually one of the better game modes within Halo 4. But if you don't mind, I've got to go, the bullies are waiting to kick my ass again. Alright, let's be real. You know that feeling? You're at a fairground, you get on a rickety ride and then this greasy guy operating it clearly hasn't done maintenance since the day he bought it. No? Well, I'll give you a hand. The feeling's danger. Danger Canyon to be precise, and that was the last thing I feel like this map is. Now I'm going to be less harsh on this map because I actually love the environment, and when I was young it was a type of aesthetic that was exactly associated in my mind with the Halo rings. It felt vast, it felt ancient, and that's what I genuinely love about it. But for me this map just didn't have any good flow and it was a bit too big for my liking. Coupled with the strange feel of the map, it was actually released on the PC port for Halo by Gearbox Software all the way back in 03. But when your boy Fletch was 8, ready to take on the world with his broken arm, I think this map could pave the way for something interesting in terms of spiritual remakes in the future. But for now, I'm happy to take the risk and leave this one behind. If the ride doesn't fall to pieces, that is.
I'm in danger!
Quick plug before number 3, stick around, click that bell button, we might talk about some of the most iconic maps in Halo in our next top 5. Leave a comment down below what you would put in this brand new list. Alright you young'uns, listen up. Every single goddamn Halo Reach Forge World multiplayer map.
Boo! You stink!
Whoa, alright, well, lucky for you guys, I'm only half kidding. Even though I feel that way, there's another Halo Reach map that I'd like to mention for number 3, and it's actually for pretty good reasons. Highlands from Halo Reach is just such a beautiful map. This map gives you a mixture between peace and destruction on Reach whilst it's being glassed, and they do say there's a beauty in destruction, kinda like me having my 3rd cheeseburger of the day at PAX West each year. As well as that, Highlands also did play great. What I loved was how diverse the terrain was and how the different encounters sort of played out throughout the map. And each space with both sides, it kind of feels like Blood Gulch in a way, but with a hell of a lot more going on in between. But why was it forgotten, so to speak? Well, if I'm honest, it's because it was getting quite late in the life cycle of Halo Reach, and there were already so many multiplayer maps for big team battle, not to mention Forge World, which was huge for custom games, and Invasion doing pretty hot in the franchise as well as Firefight. So it looks like to me that fans just really didn't have the appetite for BTB at that time in Halo. But with that said, in Halo Infinite, I want lots and lots of BTB in Halo Infinite. Do not let me down, 343. You know, as kids, we always remember going to the beach, hanging out with your friends or your family, and having such a great time in the sun. Even more so when you're from the hilly and wet Yorkshire in the north of England like me. Something about being on a beach is just relaxing, especially in my case because I don't live near one. But what about beaches with huge beams coming out of cod ducts in the water? No? Well, same here to be honest, because apparently Uplift on Halo 2 was a thing. It was actually released on Halo 2 Vista, which is why I never really played it back in the day. I did actually own it once upon a time, but I never really played online because I was more into the modding scene, which actually doesn't get enough attention for Halo 2. Maybe I'll cover that in a different episode on another day. With that said, Uplift is actually pretty chilling. I quite like the map design and the flow of the map, and you get some pretty great gameplay encounters. My first time playing it was actually on MCC when it released, and I was fairly impressed, leaving me feeling pretty disappointed that I didn't actually play it back in the glory days. With that said, MCC is coming to PC soon, so I'm always happy to raise a glass to that. Well, my friends, here we are. We made it. I've got to say, hats off to you. You've listened to me talk some bollocks for long enough, so I'm here to let you have it. No, not that. That's just slightly inappropriate. The #1 forgotten map in Halo. But before I do that, let me give you some other community members that are actually working on quite a cool Halo mini fan game. So follow these 3 Twitters, which will include mine as well, and I'll leak you some really good stuff. You want to see a Halo fan game? This is the one you want. So can you remember the most forgotten map? Well, no, dummy, because you forgot it. Alright, I'm sorry, but is it Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, Reach, 5, Spartan Assault? So you know there are things that just make sense, such as a spaceship in outer space travelling the unknown galaxy. Then things that can't make sense, such as Bethesda not screwing up a beloved franchise, me consistently making videos, and oh, wait, actually, a ship cut in half perfectly that you can snipe your enemies from the other side. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know either. But boarding action from Halo Combat Evolved is such a bizarre map. It's the Pillar of Autumn essentially just split in two, and it makes zero sense. Still to this day, I cannot fathom why this map exists. Don't get me wrong, I actually do remember this map as a child, but when I think of cool Halo maps, I think of Highground, Guardian, Blood Gulch, The Pit, Skyline. But when looking back at the classic maps, this just sticks out like a sore thumb. My first question is why? Why does it exist? Who thought it was a good idea? The teleporters, the ladders, the opposite sides, just makes your way navigating through this map my idea of hell on earth. Idea of George from Halo Reach sitting on my lap and breaking my legs seems more of an ideal scenario the more I think about it. Does it make sense?
That does not make sense.
Do I hate it? Am I mad it exists? Well, actually, yes and no. Am I happy to leave it behind in the dust? Yeah, well, what a silly question. Anywho, wasn't that a great time? Well, I had fun, but if you guys enjoyed yourselves, leave a like, help me reach 2k followers on Twitter, and leave a cheeky comment below as what you choose for your most iconic maps for our next Halo Top 5. Peace and love, Fletch.
Subscribe now to Ultimate Halo for more unfriggin' believable Halo content.